Calgary, Forest Lawn.
After 9 years of this Liberal NDP government, taxes up, costs up, crimes up, time's up. When the Prime Minister promised to quadruple the carbon tax scam, the leader of the NDP said, yes, sir, anything for his $2.2 million pension. And now, the Canadian Truckers Alliance released a damning report. The carbon tax scam adds more than $4 billion cost to farmers, families, and food. Why don't they just call a carbon tax election now and let Canadians decide whether to quadruple or axe the tax for good?
The Honourable Minister for Environment and Climate Change.
Newsflash, Mr. Speaker. We had a carbon tax election in 2021, and the Conservative Party had a platform where they said they would put in place carbon pricing in this country. Maybe he just has to go and look back at their own platform, Mr. Speaker. Again this morning, the Parliamentary Budget Officer was in committee saying that 8 out of 10 Canadian families where carbon pricing applies get more money than what they pay in pricing, Mr. Speaker. Unfortunately, the Conservative Party of Canada continues to spew lies and disinformation on this issue.
The Honourable Member from Calgary, Forest Lawn.
The PBO proved that orange jumpsuit handcuff-wearing minister is lying when he said that more Canadians pay into this.
I know it's the first day back for members. We've all spent this time with our ridings. I'm going to ask the Honourable Member if he could rephrase this question because he knows that you can't. I'm going to ask him to. I am going to ask the Honourable Member to rephrase his question, to not use language which is normally considered unparliamentary. The Honourable Member from Calgary, Forest Lawn, from the top.
What this orange jumpsuit-wearing, handcuff-loving minister doesn't understand is that the PBO proved Canadians pay more into this scam than what they get back. And it's done nothing to stop a single forest fire or flood. It's a scam and nothing else. And the leader of the NDP continues to prop this carbon tax scam up so he can get his $2.2 million pension. That's why he voted in favour of it 24 times. Call a carbon tax election now so Canadians can axe the tax and kick this carbon tax costly coalition to the curb.
It's really important for all members to choose their language and use their words judiciously in a way that is respectful to the House. The Honourable Government House Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, that kind of language from the member opposite is totally inappropriate. And quite frankly, Canadians deserve better. But it's what we've come to expect from the Conservative leader and his caucus, who would prefer.
Outside the House, right?
Colleagues, I could not hear the Honourable Minister give her response. It's difficult for me to hear that, so that I can make sure that the language is correct. The Honourable Leader of the Government in the House, please, from the top.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the language from the member opposite was completely inappropriate, and quite frankly, Canadians deserve better. But unfortunately, that's what we've come to expect from the Conservative members and their leader. And the reason why they're focusing on the price on pollution is because they want to distract Canadians from the real agenda, where they cut pensions for seniors, they cut childcare for families, they cut and defund the CBC at a time of increased disinformation. Mr. Speaker, they want to hide their real agenda from Canadians because they know that they won't like it. But, Mr. Speaker, they need to be under that scrutiny and they need to be honest with Canadians. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Again, I'm going to ask members on all sides to please make sure that they only address the House when they have recognized by the Speaker. to hold the floor. I see the honourable member from Calgary Nose Hill is rising on a point of order.
Yes, if you seek, you'll find unanimous consent to table this picture of the Minister of the Environment wearing an orange jumpsuit and handcuffs.
The honourable member is a very experienced member, and she knows that props in the House is not appropriate. The honourable, and there were several no's. I did indeed hear no's. The honourable member from the honourable parliamentary secretary.
Mr. Speaker, during question period, the member from Calgary Forest Lawn referred to the Minister of Environment as lying. Mr. Speaker, in the past, when members have made such unparliamentary language, they've been forced to apologize and retract that statement, or else they've not been allowed to speak. I would ask that the same, that you review that he in fact called the minister, said the minister was lying, and ensure that he apologized in this place and retract that statement.
The honourable, thank the honourable parliamentary secretary. Normally that would be the way forward, but today the speaker was, the chair was had asked members who had used words which were unparliamentary to rephrase their questions. It happened at the top. We did that today, but normally, and I will say this to all members, the Speaker will be asking for members to formally withdraw those comments going forward. Today, being the first day coming back, perhaps we're all getting our sea legs once again.